I got a new cannon.
Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another Minecraft property tour. This build is called Twilight Peaks, an equestrian and animal center that is built around the Minecraft Horsey and Animal life. Compared to my last build, Dovington, this map is expansive and also has more surrounding it with trees and hills. My initial idea for Twilight Peaks was to give a foggy, scenic pine look, and I think I completed it just fine. It's really giving that look of, Bella, I'm a killer. I don't know, something about this barn really brought the Twilight out in me. Before I get into the tour, I ask that you read my policy on this Ko-Fi page, including this newest listing. There are such things like redistribution rules, refund policies, and also basic copyright that you should know about. Anyways, past all the fancy schmancy talk, let's get down to business. Chapters will be available to skip ahead or to a specific section of the video, and remember that all tutorials on how you can make this barn yours will be at the end. Let's explore this new property together.
Gotta stay loose when next to you, for sure, or else you get bruised. There's no pick and choose, for sure.
Hi, I had to turn my other shaders off because it was being very difficult and very grumpy with the lighting, and I didn't want to make any of the lighting look poor. So I'll be showing you guys all of the locations, hopefully with and without shaders. I'm a little bit biased because I love shaders and I play all the time with shaders, but I know a lot of people can't run shaders and I don't want to show the barn in one point of view. So here's the map in general, and this was meant to be the entrance, but then I kind of built a cattle area back here. So I was gonna make an entrance here, but I was like, what if the cattle property is like the back property, you know? I had a few ideas run in my head while I was doing all of this, but that was kind of my initial idea. So we're gonna be doing this in sections. We're gonna do the front half, and then we're gonna do the side, the back, and then the cattle area, which includes these pastures and all of this. Just a warning, my voice is definitely gonna crack because I haven't been getting the best sleep recently, and I think it's been taking it out on like my voice. So sometimes my voice is cracking and I can't do anything to stop it. So this is the entrance. I decided to put pine all the way down the aisle so it looked like very official and fancy. There are two pastures guiding the pathway to the front logo and the front logo board. These are both identical, they're both the same size, they both have a little pond and they have a little hill and they have a bunch of trees. Around pretty much all of the trees is a paddock feeder plus a trough plus a spigot, and these are all provided with blocks of water, so you can always refill the troughs using the spigots without having to place those down. In each pasture, except for the ones that are a little too small, there is a covering. This is just to keep animals like genetic animals from the rain since they freak out if they don't have it, and I also put some food and water in here too. It's also good if you want to keep like a pregnant horse or animal in here until the babies are born. It's like a little secluded area. Next is the logo board, and it looks a little bit awkward with a lot of shaders. This one isn't that bad with the logo, but Twilight Peaks Equestrian Center. Without shaders, it looks a little bit more presentable because the shaders kind of enhances the PNG, which makes like white show up around the objects. This was made using Canva, and I'll be including this in the assets folder if you want to use it or if you want to make your own. My PC is about to get so loud. She gets so loud on shaders. This logo board area has a lot of flowers and a few bushes, and then the moat is 1 block deep. It looks very, very simple because it is, and I put some koi fish in here and they're always grouping up. I would love to see what you guys do with the design because I was thinking of more like a fish tank like walkway, so you can walk on this, but I don't know. I was like, how fancy does a barn have to be? After the entrance roundabout, you show up to 2 different pastures. Again, these are mirrored, so they're copy and paste of one another, so both of the pastures are the same except for tree placement and design. It says gals and then gents, and these were designed by Loki. The bushy leaves kind of ruin it, but that's just a texture pack I have. I just put the signs down below because they're 1x3 and they take up a lot of room, but you can like put them wherever you want as long as it fits. It's kind of far away from the sign, but from this side it looks cool. I separated these by gender because I know you guys like the separated pastures, but you guys can organize them however you want. I'll try to say this now so I'm not annoyed in the rest of the video with saying the same thing. These properties are made as like a canvas. You guys can destroy the barn, you guys can remake the barn, you guys can change anything you want on the property. Once you purchase it, it is yours to create, recreate, design, anything like that. As long as you're not redistributing the property and you're not trying to copy it and make your own off the same exact design, you're good to go. I just want to make that point really quick so nobody feels nervous about changing things. I love seeing change. I love when you guys send me cute pictures of the updates that you've given to your Ko-Fi barns. Now it is time for the barn, and this is a 2-story barn, so there are a lot of extra storage areas and a lot of extra areas for you to design. I left a few things blank in the barn, and not because I got lazy, but because I really didn't have a room to put into the barn, and I feel like you guys will be able to design your own rooms. Let's start by exploring the outside of the barn. The barn itself has a lot of exterior decoration, which makes it nice for just simple gameplay. I mean, even without shaders, the barn itself on the outside looks really classy and really nice. I tried to detail it with the color blue, so you'll see a lot of blue flowers and blue tones to complement the darker spruce and darkwood tones. Back of the stall is easy access, which means it's easier for you to get in than it is for them to get out. For example, you can just hop up through here, or you can take these down like this, and now the horse can leave the stall, but you can also walk in. Each one of the stalls has 2 slow feeders, a grain feeder, and also a trough with 2 spigots. I have block of water on some parts of the barn, but not this part, so feel free to add your own. I just didn't get the chance to, or before I upload this I might. If I don't hate me too much. All stalls also have a jolly ball. The stall design is made to be a little bit more open, so there is no like top or like a roof to the stall. It's just a very open look. These stalls are Armourer's workshop, and I'll show you how to import them and how to edit them if you want. And these were made by Asheerah. I'll leave her Ko-Fi in the description. These are all separate, so if you want to delete 1 or 2 things, you can place them however you want. This barn has 16 stalls and 4 mare and foal stalls. So at the end of every single aisle, there is a bigger stall, and these are set for pregnant mares with more space needed, maybe for a pair of horses or maybe for an animal who's expecting, but you can use these for whatever you wish. Just know that we added the bigger stalls. I have NPCs running throughout the map because I was doing a quest test, and this is Marie. Put your horse in any of the stalls, but clean up after it. Do you understand? Chowissa? So aggressive. So at the entrance, you can see up into the 2nd floor. I actually just added this yesterday because I felt like the roof being so flat and no design towards the top of it, I felt like it was so blank and it was too low to add a chandelier and be all fancy. Plus, what barns have a chandelier? Upstairs has 2 different access points, so both sides of the entrances have a staircase up here. When you get up here, you will notice that it is pretty blank. I didn't add a ton of details to the walls. I think the most I've added is like plants and paintings and stuff like that. Again, another reason for this is because I don't really quite know what to put there, and I feel like you guys will have better ideas for this entire place. On one side is very much decorated and very much designed, so there is a dog area right here. You can bind your dogs to the bed if you wish, so that your dog will return here if it gets injured or lost. There's also a food bowl and a dog bath, and then there's a cute little dog plushie here. Another plushie here. I just want to say this playdate is the cutest Minecraft mod. Thank you, Riley, for finding that for my mod pack. Next area over here is more of an odd animal area. I added a rabbit area because a lot of you guys are rabbit owners IRL and you wanted a spot for your rabbit. And with the mod Domestic Innovations, you can get a tamed rabbit. So as you continue down, we'll go to the 2 rooms. One of them is an office space, and I spent a lot of time on this, by the way. I think I watched an entire episode of Bridgerton just to finish this room. I know it doesn't seem like it, but there were so many different color theories I had to look at. I had to match the room's vibe. I feel like there's something still a little bit off, but I think that's just my self-critical speaking. Let me know what you guys think in the comments because I'm a little bit nervous. Over here is the awards room, and this just has a various amount of awards. They don't really mean anything. They're not named. Also, there are a few random paintings added. When you get the barn, it won't look like this. It'll have a blank painting. That's just because I can't transfer my paintings with the world file, but this is from our most recent Pride event on my server, Peachy's Pixel Place. It was super fun. Let me scooch back out of here. Over to the left is a reading nook, and this is just a small area where you can read books and maybe store books as well, because you can get cabinets and put them over here. I'm just saying that if I had an office space, I would at 10 out of 10 have a reading nook. It looks so cozy, and look at that little pixelated chair. I want to sit in it. Hell yeah. So when you walk to the right, you will find a small kitchenette area. This is kind of just realistic for you to have an area to maybe cook your leftovers, make a small meal. Also, our chef just did a flip. He is a very handsome chef. He even has the hat, so you can't deny that he is not a chef. Hope he's wandering. What are you digging at, dude? You go across the way over to the other side, you'll see similar compartments, but there's nothing in them. And then the other rooms, there's really nothing in this one. But over here, I did try to put an outfit room or like a closet. This isn't even like a walk-in closet. This is like a live-in closet. Like you can just, I don't know, sleep on that sofa over there and you're fine. You have a lot of different default colors. So there's armor stands. Look, they're holding hands. And they have some different hats hanging on the wall. And I tried to not be like repetitive, but there's only so much you can do to fill up space, at least in a small amount of time. But Loki made these beautiful hanger designs with the shelf. And then there's also the ones with clothes on them and also storage space. So there's different variants. There's just the full clothing rack, but there's also the full clothing rack with storage, and you can store stuff in like the different compartments. Happy Pride Month. And then over to both of the sides, it's completely blank. I was thinking of adding like a hay area up here, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever gone into like an office space at a barn and there's just like hay. So next on the list are the 2 rooms. One thing I noticed when I was building this barn is I didn't add like a grooming / wash stall. I've kind of sometimes missed things before and you guys already send me pictures like, hey, I created this within the barn. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm excited to see your guys' design for that. So there are 2 compartments on the outside of the front of the barn. This was originally made for keeping hay, I believe, but I didn't want to use it like this. I just wanted to make a tack room and an equipment room and a feed room. So right here's the feed room. It's a very bright design. I know it's a little painful to the eyes if you walk in. If you walk in too quick or when it's dark out, you will get a flashbang. So just be careful because this is SWLM, which means it's a naturally lit block. Good for building, but not good for the eyes. So to the left is the feed area, and this is just the grain bins and the grain feeders. Also some half barrels, and then up here are the realistic feeds and buckets. I just used immersive paintings for that, which you will find out how to use at the end. Same thing for this. It says do not feed or touch the horses. Over here, some hay and the little potion cabinet and the shelves of potions for your horses and animals. And then there's just feeding equipment storage right there. Pretty neat. And then the kitchenette. And then upstairs on both sides is an empty area. And like I said, I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just left it alone. So the next area is the tack and equipment room. This just has various amount of swem tack and also trees add-on tack. And then there's just a lot of storage. I added like multiple types of cabinets and more cabinets and chests. I mean, there's so much storage. And then the tack boxes. If you guys don't know, you can bind a swem tack box by just taking the tack box and right clicking the horse. It binds the horse to that tack box and then you can place it down. The theme for this barn was kind of a mixture of lighter blue and yellow, so feel free to add more design, but I just added a bunch of blanket racks. And like I said, upstairs is a blank slate, so feel free to create whatever you want up there. So I want to go back this way and look over here because I want to start with the arenas, and I feel like this is a perfect place to start because realistically, this is where you would start if you're visiting this place. I just really quickly want to say that this map had a heavy multiplayer theme to it. So my original idea was to call this like a multiplayer barn, which means it has a lot of areas for your friends to do different things. So it's not small, it's not overwhelming, it has plenty of space for your friends to build with you. So I'm excited to see if you guys play with your friends because to my knowledge, there's only been like 2 or 3 multiplayer Ko-Fi playthroughs on my barns. Speaking of multiplayer, Bisect Hosting is a hosting service that provides games like Minecraft and many more. They have budgeted plans to fit a lot of different budgets and also a lot of options for regions and server details. Not only are they easy to use, but they understand you. The customer service team is there to help on things like Modpack imports, basic or complicated questions, and to make your console use easier. You can use my code JustPeachy for 25% off your first month, and you can use it for a cheaper month tryout. Thank you to Bisect for partnering with me, and I hope you guys enjoy this opportunity. This gravel paver lot is the parking and unload area, and this just has 3 trailers and a van, but you can add more if you'd like. I made it a big area because if you ever have role plays where you need to move it, you have plenty of space. Across the way is the start of the arenas. This is a blank arena. I will warn that I left 3 of the arenas empty, but I also left 3 of them filled, so here's another one of my NPCs, Trainer Asheerah. You think you got what it takes? This is the jacaranda wood, and I may be saying it wrong, but this design is 3.5 blocks tall at max, so it's a good intermediate start. Across the way is the dressage arena, and this one is a smaller design, so if you want a longer one, feel free to add more letters. I added the point, so you have a 5 meter and 10 meter point to start from, so the middle would be 5. And then you have the gold block, which just shows your X marker and where you should salute or where you should stop. To the right of the dressage arena is the outdoor track area, and this has plenty of spaces for cross-country jumps. I left a blank because I kind of suck at outside jumps, but there's a mod called Dragon's Cross-Country Jumps and Dragon's Cross-Country Deco, and this allows you to add custom jumps and make your own and decorate them and everything. And then the deco allows you to number them and add some more decoration to the jumps or to your barn. I do recommend that or making it with normal Minecraft blocks. It's up to you. But yeah, it's a pretty big pathway, so you can add twists and turns and different jumps and make your own course. And this is one of my favorite parts about Horsey Worlds, is you can just add your own everything. This is the beginner arena, very much rushed. It has just the poles on boxes, the ground poles, and then some beginner jumps. And then there is one more blank medium arena and then one more blank large arena. Over here is the lunging and training area. It also has a little info board over there. And this is just 2 small round pens and 2 big round pens. And I made 4 of them because, like I said, multiplayer friendly. I want you guys to be able to have space. And I know some of you guys change these and switch them over to animal pens, so you can like build grass in them or put a different flooring in and then some feed, and you can have an animal pen right there. One of the add-on mods that I want added to my server, which I'm planning on getting designed and developed, is the lunging mod, and this will kind of be added to like the horse's life add-on. I'm very excited for this because one thing I envy about other horse games is they are big on lunging and off the saddle bonding. And Swim doesn't have that, other than desensitization and like basic horse care. Over to one of the sides of the barn is a small stallion / male pasture. You guys can change the color if you want for coating. And now it is time for the large paddock or large pasture. I don't know why I said paddock. It's obviously a pasture, and this thing is in fact large. There are 3 different shelters, a big pond in the middle, and a lot of space for animals to move around. Your animals will never get stuck here. I don't know if you guys have had the mod genetic animals, but those suckers get stuck everywhere. And like I said, it also has a big pond that allows your swim horses to naturally drink from it. One thing that I didn't really plan, but I'm happy happened, is back here there is an opening where you can destroy the gate and make a pathway to another property or to like an expansion. And where I'm at right now, at the back of the property where the forest kind of ends, you will see a lot with some tree templates. These are all the templates I used in the build, and these were made by the amazing LordEstil. He allowed me to use these designs for the property, and I added templates here just in case you want to add your own with like brushes or something. World Edit is crazy, so feel free to use those if you need to brush more over a certain area. Last thing horsey or pony related is the facilities back here. I didn't have a logo for them. This was very much rushed, so it is very underdecorated, but this is the smaller hot walker. It is not functional, just for design. And then over here is the hydrotherapy, and this is deep enough for swim horses to swim. And it's a pretty long hydrotherapy too. Horses will be getting a workout, trust me. Alright, so once you get over to the dirt paths, it's time for cows. This is a start of the cattle and animal area, so it is a path that goes in and out and weaves in between the pastures to give easy access to all sides, but there's only an entrance on the front. There are 4 pastures here, and they are varying in size. I think this one is like the smallest, and then it's just a mixture of sizes. These don't have any shelters or feed in them, but they're just there if you want to use them as a temporary pasture or permanent. You just have to put feed down and maybe put shelters because, like I said, genetic animals and rain do not mix. Now it is time for the cattle and animal facility. This was a big project because I took a piece out of the barn. I took that piece specifically and then I copied and pasted it, and then I put it together on one big barn. This was a lot of repair jobs and just a lot of copying and pasting and designing, but I'm glad I got it done because the area is beautiful. This is Steven the farmer. Hey, looking for some places to put your cattle? Yeah, I am. Perfect. Put them in the stalls or the pastures. Make sure to give them unbound hay daily or they'll be hungry and angry. If they don't eat, they won't produce. Like Steven said, you find a place for your animal. There are a lot of stalls. I don't even know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 13 stalls. There's 6 on 2 sides and then 1 big in the middle. And this just allows pregnant animals to have more room to have babies. This one would probably be good for bigger animals, while the other ones would probably be best for smaller or medium-sized animals. On the outside, it's just surrounded by pastures. This right here is a big, wide pasture. Back here are 2 smaller pastures but split up, and then on the other side are just individual type pastures. These are already stocked with some unbound hay, so your animals will already have stuff to munch on. There are upstairs areas within, but I didn't give access to them, so if you want to maybe add some ladders on the outside up to the upstairs area, you could probably do like a stall and storage area upstairs. I've seen servers where they allow boarding, so your horse lives down below you and then you live up above them for temporary times. That's also a good idea if you want storage for each individual stall. And then on the other side is just a blank trail, and I thought I was going to add like a farm, but I decided against a farm because I don't think it's very like pine tree forest-esque. Now I know the property here looks kind of awkward in shaping and appearance, but I can promise you that when you look out into the distance, you can barely see that there is a flat world outside of it. I put a lot of trees around so that you didn't see the flat world outside of it, because I feel like a lot of you guys have complained that you can see the flat world and it doesn't seem like an actual world. That's why I also added a lot of terrain, because I feel like in my last ones, I don't add a lot of terrain. I just build on flat worlds and call it a day. So I tried to add a little challenge for myself and make a little hill/mountain range, and I hope you guys enjoyed that addition. Oh my gosh, wait, I forgot about Eleanor. I'm so tired of these horses. Daddy said he would hire someone. Okay, Eleanor, I'm tired of you. I'm leaving. So with this barn, you will get multiple assets, which I will put in the files, but I'm going to go ahead and start on the tutorials. I'm going to teach you how to install the barn, how to get your assets imported into the game, and then I'm also going to explain the immersive paintings. Now it is time to download my mod pack. In order to do this, I ask that you follow the tutorial that I already filmed and edited on my channel. I'm going to leave the link in the description, but this makes it easier for you to understand CurseForge, and I go way more into depth for this. What you're going to do after this is you're going to right-click your CurseForge profile. I'm going to test this out using my mod pack without the added mods, but what you're going to do is you're going to right-click your mod pack, profile options, allow content management for this profile. In order to change versions for your instance, if I ever update my mod pack and you want to update it with it, you will have to uncheck this. Then you're going to right click and press add more content. Once you're in here, you're going to search for mods and you're going to do Serene Shrubbery. Serene Shrubbery is what I use for the flowers, and without it, you sadly can't have the flowers. So once that's installed, you should be good to play the map. After you download my mod pack, you're going to go ahead and download the barn file if you haven't already. Once you download this barn file, you're going to need something that can unzip it, which would be WinRAR or 7-Zip. 7-Zip and WinRAR are both free, but I recommend using the link in the description to go directly to the site because there are a lot of virus sites. I really recommend 7-Zip because it's like a no BS process. WinRAR keeps on asking you, can you subscribe? Can you subscribe? 7-Zip is like, baby girl, use our product. We don't care. Once you download the file, you're going to right click and do export, and then it'll show the file name. Once you export it, you're going to double click. This is when you get into the file, so do not place this file into your saves folder. You will see a file that says place into saves folder. This is the one that you're going to copy, go into your Minecraft folder, and go into saves and paste it. It should generate as its own world. If it did not paste, you're doing something wrong, which is usually you're in the wrong folder. My best way to get into the Minecraft folder is go to resource packs, open pack folder, and go to Twilight Barn, saves, and you can see right here that there's a folder that says Twilight Barn. You guys can of course add whatever mods you want to your mod pack. Just know that some mods may be incompatible, and my system manager Riley tests all of the mods out before putting them in my mod pack and on my server. So for this part of the tutorial, we are going to look at how you can import your photos, no matter what photo it is, into the game. This can be either transparent or a PNG or a JPEG. I always go for the glow painting because in bad lighting you can still see the image, and then the graffiti is for the transparent. I use transparent for things like these for the nameplates and for a lot of the designs, but I also use the paintings for the designs of the riding photos like you see right here. You should be growing familiar with your menu right here. So your painting and your graffiti are going to have different menus because they're two different files. You're going to see yours right here, and then players, it'll show other players' designs if you play on a server. Sometimes it shows your own. So it'll say new painting here, and this is where you get the image in. It'll show some recent Minecraft screenshots, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to actually go and grab one. Let's do my cats. JD Bean recently did a commission for me for my YouTube theme, and there's my cats. So the width and the height are very important. If they cut off one another or they're uneven compared to the pictures ratio, then it'll look weird, but you can always use the zoom to like make a photo smaller. It doesn't work like that completely on the normal paintings, but for transparent, since there's no backgrounds, you're good. Pixel art is best for things with a lot of pixels or things that are primarily pixels, and then hide is hiding from other players. So if you have a private painting that you don't want others to see, no matter the reason, I'm not going to say anything sketchy. You guys do what you want to do on Minecraft. Oh my gosh, look how cute it is. Now for the actual painting, it's just the same idea. It has a data packs portion right here, and this is where you could actually put your own paintings into the data pack. Not sure how to do that, but I'm just saying that that is an option. I just grabbed random screenshots to show. Let's grab this one. So if you want to center the image, you're going to want to zoom and then use the offset X and Y to get the perfect photo. But I will warn, the closer you get, the more pixelated it is. You can also go up here and name it. So Ashy, that's Ashy, Washy, and Mashy. Oh wow, that's a big photo. You can go to frame, and then you can go ahead and put a frame on it if you'd like. It has a lot of frame options. Vintage is like the double frame, then simple is just no corner to it. It's just a simple one block frame. And then you can also go with no frame, and just to delete it, you just hit it once. And if you need to move it and you want to keep it the same size, you can just go and grab it again and put it again in the same area. I'm going to be leaving the link in the description for this design right here for Canva, but I will warn that I use Canva Pro and a lot of my assets are usually Canva Pro. That is how you import photos and transparent images into immersive paintings. The next portion of the tutorials is how to import the Armorer's workshop items. This is the Gals and Gents sign, the hangers, the stall doors, and a couple of others, but I'll show you how to import those with the file that I gave you in the file that you got from Ko-Fi. You want to grab the skin library, preferably creative, but it doesn't have to be in case you're in survival. When you right click this, ignore all of this. This won't be here for you. You're going to do open library folder on your computer. Once you open it up, this is what it'll look like. And what you're going to do is whatever zip file I give you, you're going to unzip it, and then you are going to leave the file there. So for example, I can go into here and I can find Asheerah's stalls. I'm going to leave them all in files because it's a lot easier and it's less confusing. And then the downloads here is just what I got from the global skin library. And that's what you can get by yourself just by going to the global skin library. Just a warning that these are owned by other players, so I try not to use a lot of them because I don't want to profit off of others' designs. Once you get in here and you get the stalls, you're going to do load, and you're going to load both of them. There's bottom 1 and bottom 2. They're both important, and then you will get the stall topper. When you load in, there's a possibility that there is going to be no stall sides in. This is just easy peasy. All you have to do is just place them down. And you can also choose to place them down differently if you'd like. Like for example, you can place them in here, and that way you can put ribbons and stuff down right up against the gate, and there's no like space in between. I think with Armorer's Workshop, you can recolor these. Just don't use them for your own barn and redistribute. That's all I ask. And as for the other Armorer's Workshop stuff, you would just do that as normal. It gives you a little placing block so you can see where you can place it. And if it shows red, that means you can't place it because something is blocking it. You can just use other blocks to guide your placement if you want. That's what I usually do. How to make your NPCs is you're going to find the humanoid or humanoid slim. I usually use a slim because a lot of skins are like that these days. Oh, you're hungry? Okay, hi. Oh, okay, bye. I feel like I'm raising a kid. They just take food and run. All right, so all you have to do is right click to spawn the NPC. They will not move until you ask them to move or give them prompts. Up here is their name, so you name them. You can add the color of their name. Let's do yellow, and it'll show their name as yellow. You can pose them if you want. This is my favorite pose, personally. Then you can go to edit skin. You can go to player. You can type in your name. So let's type in my name, my username, just Chawissa. Oh my god, it's me. You have a lot of objectives you can do, so random swimming, panic, avoid sun, all of that stuff. I usually just do random stroll and they just walk around wherever they are. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Oh my god. Come back. Also, if you guys would like a vlog or something special for this barn filmed, let me know what you guys want to see. I'm planning to do a special little model review of the new models I'm putting on my server. I'm super excited for those. If you guys are confused about any of this, feel free to make a help ticket in my Discord or look it up online if it's more of a technical Minecraft problem. Let's get right in. Well guys, there you have it. The Twilight Peaks Equestrian Center is released to the world and it is now available on my Ko-Fi. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys, so I just want to thank you really quick. If you guys have any problems with the actual property, feel free to message me on Ko-Fi as well. I'm always there for customer service and support, and I want to make your guys' experience as comfortable as possible. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Stay healthy and safe and hydrated, and I will see you in the next video or stream.
I got a new